Hi, hello, welcome to the Oracle Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Ablosi. I'll be your Oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for an channeled reading. It's more open because I kind of sort of pseudo know what we're talking about just a little bit, but we'll be right back and we'll get in here and fit in here and see what we got going on. So this energy that I'm getting is rather pernicious and persnickety. It's a little bit precarious and definitely pronounced. It's more along the lines of like, if I can't have you, nobody else will. And now it might not resonate or manifest that way. That's just kind of the energy that I'm getting, like the idea of the energy that I'm getting. Sometimes it's more like I had access and now I don't, or I'm collapsing or going impotent and I'm projecting my on you. Now, impotent doesn't always mean the bedroom. It can mean like what I would do once worked and now it doesn't have an effect on you. Because we're growing, we're leveling up, we're at least at the very least learning a couple few things, why, what, and how it happened. And that's usually going to be like, how were we off path, or how were we unawakened, or how were we unhealed, or how were we in that energy we were in before we deciding to move on, move forward. Not that we weren't focused on something already. It's just more of like, there's a higher dimension of where we're going now. There's a calling to it. We're also aligned with like our universal mission. So in the universe, there's a grand design, there's a great orchestration, and each one of us light workers or priestesses or seers or prophetess, we know that there's something big for us, or at least at the very least, we're like a generational hex breaker. We take the karma, we take the curse away from the rest of the family. So with that, we get a couple few extra goodies like blessings or whatever. Typically, they're like spiritual gifts. However, these gifts are more along the lines of helping us protect ourselves. So they're more like arsenal. Yeah, we might have a couple few extra things, but it's because we're going to be going through a couple few extra things that most people won't go through. They won't grow through. They won't handle up. They won't get up and get out of it. If they were to go through it, they would fall to the circumstance. So Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. From This Might Hurt Tarot over at Liminal 11 Publishing, we'll be using this to impose the guidance, okay? And that's by Isabella Rotman. Okay, so we're going to lay 4 cards, all right? And this is going to be the overall energy as we're gathered here today for this channeled reading, a little bit open since I told you the subject matter. This is going to be, like I said, the overall energy, these 4 cards. Now, when I lay additional cards, which I will, they'll modify or clarify whatever I'm laying right now. So we'll talk about these baseline 4 cards as we're gathered here today for this Oracle Consularship. These are going to talk about the overall, the general energy, and then a couple few pieces of housekeeping. You can not fast forward, but like speed up the playback speed of the video, so you can shorten it up to 1/2. Okay, it could go a little bit faster for you if you want. And then 2, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes there is like a summary in the show notes. It'll be between the humps of hands. You may have to click through if you're on a Roku or an Apple TV. You might have to get to the platform. It's the about section or the description box or the show notes. Okay, and that's about it. Virtuous of Abundance is the Galactic Temple of Ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. Again, my name is Serene Priestess Ablosi. I'll be your oracle today. If you're new, I want to welcome you home. You belong. And if you are returning, I want to welcome you back. Thank you for your continued support. It's a delight and an honor to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. We have the King of Cups, 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Moon. So, King of Cups, 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords, Moon. The overall energy as we're gathered here today for the Oracle Consularship is the King of Cups. Okay. And I was hearing compassion and then it kind of fell face down. That's a nice drop. And then we have Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Moon. And I'm hearing La Luna, so that's also Striggeria Benederia. For some of us, it might be, you know, okay, I heard the word curanderia, so that's good, but it could be Santeria, Brujeria. Um, I'm hearing Negrita. So there's some stank face energy. Okay, wow, we're getting there already. So just welcome. Let's get in here. So firstly, King of Cups with the Moon card. That could be a Pisces sun sign. To a lesser degree, it could be a Gemini rising. And then we have the Queen of Swords with this Eight of Wands. That's somebody who is under attack, just to be honest. And they need to not just go on the defensive, but the offense. The Queen of Wands would be the defense. The Queen of Swords would be the offense. I'll say it that way. Because the Moon with the Eight of Wands is projection magic, and we do have a little bit of that here. You know, the King of Cups is compassion, it's unconditional compassion. The Kings are mastery or manifestation of whatever the suit is. Also, they could be just the wanting of that suit. So the suit cups talks about your authentic self, your genuine self, your true nature, basically being authentic, genuine, and sincere. Or it could be somebody that's giving, because the king is grand external commitment. So the king could be giving unconditional love to somebody else, could be giving their heart to somebody else. Also, it could just be that we're giving the love of the divine to another being. The Queen of Swords, however, is the receptive version of the king, not necessarily the same suit. So the queens don't want like the kings, they need. But this is a person that's needing standards and boundaries, or they're needing to attack, to be honest. But also, this is a person who's a little bit of this is the counselor, the unconditional lover, or the father figure. This is the widow. Okay, it's just another word because she's been made to cry. She used to be the Queen of Cups, but now she's the Queen of Swords because she was made to cry. It can be that there's austerity going without something. You know, adversity is catalyst for success, conflict breeds change. You know, pain cleanses, but suffering purifies. So um, this is pre-borderline suffering. If the Nine of Swords came out with the Devil or something like that, we'd be dealing with suffering. So this is hidden agendas, ulterior motives, maybe even hidden enemies, because the moon talks about the subconscious, talks about the lower self. Okay, it's the lower astral as well. So there could be things that go bump in the night. It can be the dark night of the soul. But with this Eight of Wands, it is actually projection magic, and then it's proven already with the Queen of Swords, first card out in this third dimensional line, in this position being the other side. If we are dealing with another person, so when a queen or knight or 3579 come out in this line here, we could be dealing with another person. So I'm just gonna put that out there. And then this is one of the Ben Fabrigado. There's a couple few cards that come out to mean like, hey, there might be abracadabra, hocus pocus, brujeria, santeria, Triggeria Benederia. Okay, so I'm curious to see what we got here. Because we could just be dealing with the Gemini rising in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. Okay, so we have this Wheel of Fortune, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Temperance. So we're doing kind of okay. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Feeling Alright by Revolution. Yeah, so we're healing. We're finding humility, temperance with the Strength card. But there's also this energy that something might have attempted to hide in our aura. See, the Temperance card with the Moon card, it does mean healing the shadow of nature or soothing the subconscious, but it also can be like a reference to cloaking. The Temperance could be shapeshifting. The Moon card with the Temperance together, something's hiding in our aura, hiding in our energy. Queen of Swords needs whatever the Six of Swords provides, which is passage, clearance. They need to receive grace. The sixes are receiving, the swords is grace. So we have this kind of energy here of our soul, the cups is the soul, is like a portal, some type of passage, some type of access is what I'm getting. Because this energy, if I'm saying like that's stuck to us or it's kind of around us or whatever that is, whatever that looks like, this is kind of saying, remember I was saying in the beginning for the opening, like there's something that doesn't want us to move on, move forward. There's something that's kind of agitated, like if I can't have you, nobody will. And it might not be about that, but this energy being projected at us is a hater, not just a haterade type of hater. This is a frenemy type of hater. Now, this energy could be backfiring. I don't think so. With this Queen of Swords on the other side, Queens needs Five of Swords, needing to block, needing to. Okay, five is like a withdrawal revocation. So it's like they're needing whatever energy, whatever path that we're getting on to die down. They want us to not have expansion, to not have franchise purchase. They don't want us to get up and get some, or they don't want things to expand for us. Somebody could have their Mercury in the ninth house or in the sign of Sagittarius. We could also be dealing with some type of Pisces rising or Sagittarius midheaven. We have the Two of Wands, Eight of Swords. Okay, so in a couple few days, something's gonna start moving. Something's gonna get a little passage, a little clearance. Is what I'm getting. So we've been moving kind of slow. There are also maybe a Virgo rising here. Somebody may have their moon with the Queen of Swords and the Justice card. Somebody may have their moon in Libra. To a lesser degree, it could be a Cancer rising. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon card, somebody could have a Virgo rising. We have a pair of eights, so there's definitely spell work here, especially with the Empress coming out. And this Justice card means that something might have been unfair or a Libra moon. Eight of Pentacles coming out after the Empress card, then the Judgment, then the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like something's trying to call judgment on what we're about to receive. There might be, it's not like a contestation, Five of Wands. It's like something, some energy here or some kind of lower part of our nature is calling judgment on how we're working towards this spiritual inheritance that we have. We're trying to get on our path because the moon card and the judgment card, our deepest soul's needs calling forward. We're trying to align and be on the path so that there's not a lot of distractions or a lot of things that are draining or wasting or leaking from this good energy that we're trying to build up to get what we were promised in this life. And like a week ago or so, we kind of came into alignment with whatever, however we needed to do in order to be in union and in like righteousness with our divine path, our mission, our karma, our destiny. Because the Knight of Pentacles is a delayed arrival, but the thing about the Knights is that they drive your path forward or their actions that you take. And the Knight of Pentacles is physical action, number one. But the Knight of Pentacles also, again, as I said, a delayed arrival. And then the thing about the Knight of Pentacles here is oftentimes methodical or clunkety, or again, it can just be this Virgo rising energy. I'm starting to get a little concerned because we have the moon plus 2/8 plus this Queen of Swords. And the Justice card talks about something was unfair or something was an injustice. This is Priestess Chandi. So let's continue on here. Because we definitely have a Sagittarius energy here. So I was saying Sagittarius midheaven, and then we have the Temperance with this King of Wands. So again, it could be a Sagittarius sun or midheaven. And then we have the High Priestess here. So even if energy is getting towards us from some. I don't want to start talking about other people, but I am getting another person here. And this person would be a hater, a friend of me kind of hater. Not like haterade, just a petty, jealous, low vibrational karmic. This is a something that kind of snuck in or had access to us and then turned sour. That's a traitor or a treasoner. And the karmic card that we're getting is Five of Cups, needing to accept defeat, and Five of Swords, disgrace. So somebody here is undesirable and also disgraced. A double five means also taking a loss in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. So we're going from having authentic, genuine, sincere, unconditional love towards revocation of some kind. We were like attending to something or dealing with the seas of time, the motion of the ocean, figuring things out, dealing with things as they came. And really, what it was is we kept taking hexes off of us, kept collapsing spell work, kept breaking curses or hexes. And we were sitting in this high priestess, grand exalted influence, this gracious exaltation or this influence over an entire cycle. And this has to deal with something that went down like about a week ago that's going to bear more fruit in the next couple few days. And whatever that is, I don't know. What we're getting here is that there's some type of massive action that needed to be taken, or we're in our nurturing creative space. We have a pair of kings here as well. So a pair of kings is an alliance. The King of Cups with the Moon card means Pisces. The King of Wands with the Temperance card means Sagittarius. We also have Mercury in Sagittarius. We have a pair of fives, a pair of eights, a pair of twos, a pair of kings. Just looking how the energy evolves, seeds were planted that might not bear to fruition because we come into some exalted understanding. And also in the past, we were already the thing that's coveted. It's just that judgment would come through later on. It's just almost kind of like sitting there, giving an opportunity. It's due diligence. It's worthwhile putting in the time, the energy, the effort, the attention, and then letting karma kind of take its toll. And so I'm seeing like, yeah, we put the energy in to see if later on we were going to build it up, but actually, frankly, we need to kind of hold on to our own energy. I need to work this through, but like think about it. We start with the King of Cups. It's explained by the Empress, Two of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. We end up with the Eight of Wands, an expansion, but what expands is the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Five of Swords. So something was suppressed or wrangled in or restrained in some kind of way because there were rules, regulations, restrictions, policy, procedure, protocol. And, that's just how it is. Now, on the other end here, there's this stuff going on in the middle, which is basically karma. This other side had to lean into truth. And it was given to them, but the cost of said truth was that there was a rupture, Ten of Swords. As we go from past to present, as we come from the higher into manifestation, there's the need to accept some type of defeat, Five of Cups, or disappointment, mourning, grief, even sometimes remorse. But with the Eight of Swords, something was off. It was out of alignment with karma. Karma came out, justice, it was ruled on, judgment. We have the Ten of Swords with the Five of Cups, so it doesn't matter. We had to change around our perspective or attend to the situation as much as possible, and we did try to intercede. Two of Pentacles. We even tried to intervene, Five of Swords. However, that's literally the enter. Okay. So we healed Temperance, Ten of Pentacles. We found discernment as well. It took a long time. Nine of Pentacles. There was a lot we didn't know. Moon. We wouldn't know how, when, where, or what was going to work out, but we knew it would be okay. High Priestess in the Moon. Understanding a mystery, but not necessarily knowing all the ins and outs, the bits and pieces. The Sun's not present. So the mystery wasn't necessarily revealed, but we were aware that there was a mystery and that we were going to have to kind of be, I don't want to say backseat driver, but that is what I heard. I want to say, because the only driving here is the Knight of Pentacles. But I'm hearing everything is everything. I usually hear that song when the moon and the wheel of fortune is present, because that means affiliated systems. One thing leads to another, or one thing's connected to another, and da 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 da. So let's get in here and fit in here and see what we got going on. We'll start here with the deliberation of the correlative and corresponding energy. That'll come from Los Scarabeo. We'll be using the Vida Sibila Daily Oracle again to deliberate the findings for any type of correlative or corresponding energy. I want to know what this Wheel of Fortune and Moon is, because I'm seeing some type of affiliated systems here. Yeah, so we did have to deal with a few bits and pieces of heartache, heartbreak. And there was some type of, oh, I see. Ah, some energy here tried to swap places with us or get into the stream of what we were manifesting, tried to get in or hijack our open road to a wands, because there was lots and lots and lots of joy in store for us. And that got somebody in their nitty gritty. Not nitty gritty, needy greedy. Okay. They started scheming and shocking and jocking and all of that, and then some. And it's okay, because we would have shared, but they might not have asked for it. They might not have asked to share. And we might not have told them that we were willing to share it. So what happened was the largo, something that had made it inside already, decided to cause a coup or whatever. And that's what this Queen of Swords is. Queen of Swords could be bitter, but there was some type of open betrayal here. Five of Swords is an open betrayal. Eight of Swords with the Eight of Wands. This is a double eight. What that means is some type of manipulation, or it means some type of spell work, or it means something happened because we spent a lot of time, energy, effort, and attention in some kind of place of space. Typically, the word for that is time and indulgences manifest as some type of wisdom. That's what the pair of eights would talk about. So Queen of Swords, Justice card. I don't actually feel. Nope, it is actually an energy. So it's the Libra moon, but it's also somebody that needed justice to be served. And they called justice, not understanding that they might have been the ones to get admonished, because whatever happened was supposed to happen. They were sitting there thinking that they set something up perfectly, whatever this energy is. It happened in a perfect way for it to win, but it was kind of skirting the facts, massaging and assuaging, hiding the truth to protect feelings or opinions, or it was almost like the perfect setup. I'm just detecting that is what I'm getting, but this it undid itself. There was either a reversal or yeah. The thing is that we're in this position of having more hope. And the genuine article was on the scene. So also, if there was any type of, yeah, okay. So also one thing that I want to say, because I'm getting two different sources, there is always real love here. But something's getting stripped, falling down to the ground. A pair of fives could be depletion, debilitation, degradation, a loss, changes, forced changes sometimes even. So with the Five of Pentacles, which is not here, we have the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. What about this justice and judgment? Yeah, so a message comes through on our end and on this opposing end. Okay, so there's this newness and they didn't know better. And once they learned, maybe they tried to make the move or two back towards our end. Because this energy came and just sat there, or it was on the peripheral, and there wasn't a lot of shift. But I'll be honest, this energy felt not only betrayed or heartbroken or the need to defend itself, but there was also some type of entitlement or action that was taken that might not have manifested as best as it could have. King of Wands, Two of Wands, that might be wanting sex, to be honest, or wanting the road to be open or wanting options. I say sex because we have a six nearby with the Empress, and the Two of Wands is another sex card. So um, I mean, I put it that way because that's the first hit that I got. And see, this energy sees us, the one watching, whatever this energy is, if it's a person, if it's our lower self, it sees us as hostile or having broke their heart, or there's a little bit of a resentment, not a grudge, a resentment. What is this High Priestess and the Moon? The thing that we need to become aware of is that somebody was left feeling some kind of way. I need to look something up. I'll be right back. I looked it up really quickly because I don't have a lot of time. Believe it or not, I am on a schedule. Everybody's been resting a lot, including myself. So it might not seem like it, but we're supposed to be cranking it out and things come out at a specific time. So pardon me. However, the reason that there was naivete and okay, here's what I'm getting. There might have been naivete or the need to be kind of in our own spirit as this side perceived whatever. There was a situation where it was coming together and it hit a collapse and a rupture. Okay. Basically, this other side, whatever energy, entity, ideology, whether it's an enemy or being or just this entity, it's under some type of review, karmic review, judgment, justice. And they do receive grace as in moving on, moving forward, but I don't really see them moving on with us because we have the Temperance card, which is twin flame union, but there's no Two of Cups, there's no Four of Wands, there's no Lovers card. There's nothing here prompting me to even check union. Because in the future, what happens is um, we come into some type of receiving glory and all they receive is grace. So what that tells me is that we had a moment in time to grow together or for this energy to sync. Because sometimes it's not about another person, sometimes it's about our lower self. So let's count up these pairings and then move forward. From the minor arcana of Cosmic Coven Tarot over at Ripe Avocado, we will be deliberating the findings for any type of pairings. Vertex of Abundance is the Galactic Temple of Ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. And let's get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on. So we have a pair of kings. We have a pair of twos. We have a pair of fives. Let's look at this five first because it's at the top. So we weren't able to work through something together, and there was initially or eventually a withdrawal. This withdrawal on our end led to us needing to recuperate from something. So there was a wound on our side that we're just not healing from. Now that it's four of swords, not three of swords, it's now a trauma. This other side withdrew from making some type of commitment. I'm confused because it there might be a third party. I don't know. And I mean, I'm getting a little bit of gay energy. When you see the King of Cups with the Empress and there's no Queen of Cups matching, that could be a gay boy. I'll just say that and move on. I just got another hit. We have double king here and double king there, and it's hitting. But what these fives is saying is that somebody was ready, and whatever they perceived is that we weren't ready, or this energy was ready to manifest if it wasn't a person, and we were in a stasis place. Four of Swords. It was a quarantine. So let me see this. Two of Pentacles. Well, it's the pair of twos. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Okay, so Six of Cups is the overall energy that's receiving anointing, sanctuary, refuge, safe space. This other side, there was either a truth or cunning strategy tactic. You know, there could have been some manipulation or whatever, but they're running away from somebody with boundaries. Queen of Swords is us, going towards Two of Cups. So they were looking for a relationship and they couldn't make it through our boundaries. Said differently, because it might not be a relationship. If it's just in the spiritual realm and not in the physical realm, Two of Cups could mean a spirit that works with us because we were born with it. So some kind of energy, entity, ideology wanted to connect with us in a Two of Cups union, communion, partnership, and it couldn't make it through our boundaries. Okay. And now the situation is ruled, regulated, restrained, restricted, wrangled down. But there's going to be some type of reunion. I don't know if that means also, excuse me, there's going to be some type of reconciliation. That's the pair of twos, but it doesn't equal a union, it equals a friendship. And now we have a pair of eights. Let's look at that. So what was intended was the Seven of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. So something came in to break things up, to break up really the incrustation is what we call that. So breaking things up is called decrustation. So we were both sides of the coin, both energies were kind of, I wouldn't say in the mud, but they were rigid in there, whatever. And the other side is dealing with a heartbreak. We're the ones healing from it already. See, what was going on spiritually is that there was a new opportunidad. However, it couldn't anchor into the physical. We would have had to carry a lot, and we might still be carrying something. There needs to be something that's let go, put down, and it's not clear. There's delusion, confusion around it. There may have been some mirror, some smoke, mirage, or something like that. Somebody might even be unhealed, unawakened, or they might be in their oscillating, vacillating, ruminating, marinating thoughts kind of deal. There's something going on there. What's this pair of kings fell face down? Is what's going on with the other side. So the other side might be trying to pray or intercede. Usually I would need to see some more cups, so we'll see here, but there's interest. Okay, whatever I just said was the truth. Um, they could be doing some type of energy. Maybe they're a Reiki practitioner or something because they're feeling left out, maybe abandoned even. Um, and this means making changes to a pentacle. So they could have moved on somewhere else because there's an offer here, but it's towards the future, which is either truth or, but see, we're holding the truth in our hand. This is us. So it has been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Just a quick prayer for all those still lost out there. To illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional love and universal oneness. Wonderful, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation in this lifetime. May we be happy, may we be whole, may we be at peace, may we receive everything we ever wanted, starting with what we deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again. Namaste, Dandava, and Ashe. Sayonara, Das Vidanya, Avida Zain. This was a message about a karmic situation. Something fell down to the ground, it depleted, it debilitated, it got degraded, and there's a rupture, a collapse. Something that was mounting up, moving towards union, didn't quite make it. And it might have been just a catalytic experience to get us to, drudge the depths of our subconscious. There was a dark night of the soul. We did need to kind of fall down to the ground, figure out a couple few things about ourselves, and that's what happened. It might have been all that was intended to happen, because the only 10 that we had was the sword, which meant breaking free of a karmic cycle, lifting a curse, breaking a hex, or something like that. But there's also some judgment here. So we need to give the situation a name or learn a couple few things, get some knowledge here, label a couple few things as well. Like I said, give something a name. Because there was an opportunity to open up the heart. There was. Ace of Cups was there. It didn't happen. Things got karmic. Five of Wands, the karmic cycle. We've gotten a bunch of fives as I've been scrying through the deck here. So there's just something that never got said out loud. There might have been an unclaimed attraction, an unspoken love, and this is one of those sad stories, really. It's what I'm getting, what I'm sensing, what I'm seeing. Okay. So it's been an honor and a pleasure and a privilege. I'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself, okay, darling? Bye-bye.